The games are underway and DraftKings is bringing you to the podium. DraftKings free-to-play pools are available every day of the games in Tokyo and offering a free shot up to $50,000 in total cash prizes. That's up to $50,000 up for grabs. And the best part is it's free to play. DraftKings free-to-play pools are easy to enter. Just download the DraftKings app, go to pools, and choose from a wide variety of free contests for an opportunity to win cash prizes. All you have to do is answer a handful of questions around what you think is going to happen during that day's events and track your results throughout the evening to see if you will achieve a victory. Questions will range from medal count to questions specific to the USA team. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings app now and use promo code THPN when you sign up to get your free shot at up to $50,000 in total cash prizes every day of the games in Tokyo. Head to DraftKings Pools page and get your shot at huge cash prizes. That's promo code THPN for a limited time, only at DraftKings. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
We got Vesna goaltending back on the menu.
The flower is in, baby. Let's go.
You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast, a part of the Hockey Podcast Network. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
What's going on, buddy?
Dude,
what a week.
Life is good to be a Hawks fan again.
Yeah, rebuild over. It's fucking done.
Yeah, the whole big social media push of last episode was you pretty much saying Stan Bowman doesn't know what a rebuild is, and
really doesn't.
Really confirmed it with his moves in free agency, trading. And I gotta give him credit.
I think he actually listened to us when we kept saying, like, I really wish they would have done what Pittsburgh did and, like, get rid of everything and maximize your playoff window with Taves and Kane and as long as you can. And they were like, oh yeah, maybe we could do that.
Yeah. He's a wizard and I don't like the guy still, but I will give him credit. I feel like he knocked it out of the park this offseason so far. Still a little bit of work to do, but we'll get into that. But lots to talk about since we last recorded. Lots of moves in free agency for the Hawks. A certain goalie gave his answer when his career was in question after a trade. You got a little bit of an update on the pending investigation on the Hawks, and then we got some NHL talk with the big news of the weekend was Evander Kane.
Yeah.
Jack Eichel drama in Buffalo. It's a weird offseason.
Yeah. It's eventful. So that's good. We always want an eventful offseason. We always get upset when it's like nothing fucking happens. And now it's like, oh shit, this one's actually going pretty well. Going kind of crazy.
Yeah, you got like NBA free agency mixed with like reality TV drama, and it's insane.
There's definitely a lot of that like feeling of like NBA drama. It's like coming out of the NHL right now. You're like, oh, like especially with like Flower, like a lot of people were just being like Vegas, how could you fucking do that to him? And then like Eichel stuff, and it's just like, ooh, this is like crazy.
But let's get right into it. So first, free agency.
Yes.
Free agency popped off the day after we recorded, and of course we decided
we made the trades for Fleury. We made the trade for Johnson. We ended up trading away Zadorov, which I think we both agree was a good idea based off of what he was asking. And we got a third for it, which actually is pretty fucking good for just signing rights.
Yeah, and isn't it conditional too on something?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's Toronto's third, I believe.
Yeah, no, it's Toronto's third.
Yeah.
But it's for next year. So like that's pretty goddamn good because usually you don't get very high round picks for just draft or signing rights.
Yeah, so I mean it works out too because we get rid of our first round and our third round for next year. So now we have a second and 3/3. So, picking up those picks is huge.
Yeah. I mean, and also that 1 third rounder can move up to a second rounder. That's the one with the Keith trade. if they make the Stanley Cup Finals and he plays like top 4 in minutes on the Oilers.
So we said this when we were talking about the trade. It's a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, it's a 3rd round pick. So 3/3 and a second next year. But also, I mean, they could if shit hits the fan and it's worst comes to worst, the Hawks could still have their 1st round pick because it's a conditional. It's protected if it's a top 2 pick.
Yeah, so if the Hawks win one of the 2 draft lotteries next year, they will get the pick.
Yeah.
The 1st or 2nd overall pick. Everything else goes to Columbus. Here's a question about that, though.
Yes.
So say the Hawks decide, the trade deadline, they're at there, they want to pick up a good rental.
Yes.
And they decide, trade 2023's 1st round pick. Can they trade it?
I think so. I don't know. Like maybe not.
Because if it's a conditional pick,
I think you have to hold on to it to make sure. Or what you would have to do is like, if you trade that pick, you have to somehow reacquire a 1st rounder, for that one, like during the off season or something.
Yeah, I never really thought that far into conditional picks until I was looking at that, because the way this team is being built this offseason, I mean, it's realistic they could potentially look at moving that pick. So that's why I'm like, what is going, like, what happens about that?
Yeah, I think that's a situation where they would just have to reacquire a 1st rounder.
I don't think it's gonna happen, though. I don't think they're losing next. I'm confident they're losing next year's 1st round pick. I really don't see them get into a lottery situation.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think so either.
But
with this team.
Yeah. So real quick, we'll talk about who left.
Yes.
You mentioned Zadorov.
He's out of here.
He's gone.
He's filed for arbitration in Calgary. They can go ahead and deal with that. Everybody thinks that we overpaid Seth Jones, and I can't wait to see how much of an overpay they're going to do for Zadorov. When Seth Jones turns out to be really fucking good in Chicago, everybody's going to be like, God damn. But a lot of people think it's going to be like a Jeff Skinner, and I'm like, what the fuck? Kind of like, what? No.
I still don't get it. It blows my mind. Like, and it's not even trying to be like the Hawks bias because he's on our team now. I think Seth Jones is worth what he got. Do I think it was maybe a little bit of an overpay on the contract? Yeah, of course. It's always an overpay, but it's justifiable.
They got their guy. That's like who they really wanted.
Yeah.
They fucking got him, and then they got him at a price that they were comfortable with, and okay, cool, great. Let's move on.
Yeah, we talked about this last episode, and it's just essentially the best way to look at it is what you want out of your 1st round picks is to turn into Seth Jones. So the Hawks paid a little bit of a premium to just skip that whole phase of developing a player, and they get right into what they want.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch everybody fucking eat their words when they see Seth Jones is sick.
Oh God, I cannot wait for the season to start.
It'll be great.
So Zadorov gone. Thank God.
Out of here.
Camp went to Toronto on a 2-year, $1.5 million average per, which
good for him.
Good for him. I mean, I don't know why Toronto would do that.
I mean, they need shutdown guys apparently.
Yeah, that's kind of listen to the Steve Dangle podcast because I wanted to hear what they said about that move. And Steve Dangle was like, well, for the first thing when I saw that trade or that signing was I had to look up who the hell David Camp was. And then I saw 1 goal. He was like, I saw 1 goal in 56 games. I'm like, why the hell are we paying that money? And he said Hawks fans took him off the ledge a little bit and tell him how good of a defensive player he is. And
the
faceoffs are key and he's a shutdown penalty kill guy. So they haven't had a penalty killing specialist.
He's kind of like the McDavid cheat code, the shutdown McDavid guy. And so exactly. that's why they brought him in. He's a good defensive player. And I understand why the Hawks didn't want to sign him for 1.5. I get it. You don't want to, people think Kruger when they think Kampf. And I don't think Bowman wanted to have him all be like, oh, he's going to overpay Kampf like he overpaid Kruger. So he's like, I'm just not going to pay him at all.
And it's still, especially too, when you have a Ryan Carpenter on your team for $1 million, You got Borgstrom for $1 million too, and who knows what kind of role he's going to be coming in with this team. I mean, he's a bigger guy too, so he could potentially fit into that, that more shutdown role too. So
I think he's going to be more offensive, but
no.
we definitely have, like, I don't know, filling out a third or fourth line. Sure, it's great to have like those solid guys, but it's a little bit easier to fill out a third, fourth line rather than fill out a first, second line. So like using that money elsewhere, which was like to acquire Tyler Johnson and I mean, going to re-sign like Hagel and Nylander, like saving the 1.5 that he probably got is going to probably help us out a lot to get all of our guys in order.
As much as I loved Camp, he was expendable. And
yeah,
that's what it came down to.
Yeah, he's definitely a role guy, not a core guy.
Another guy that we lost was Vinny Hinostroza, who for some reason chose to go to Buffalo.
Because he knows that he's going to be on a playoff team come trade deadline. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Fair, yeah, very fair. He signed for just over $1 million. $1.5 million, right? Something like that.
Don't know exactly. Let me find Buffalo real quick. Like, I don't even know who he's going to play with.
The funniest
is like, what do they got? They got nobody for him to play with. He's playing. He's got like just $50,000 over $1 million.
Yeah, so they didn't even have an NHL goalie until like late Wednesday night, and the first guy they signed was Craig Anderson, who's 40 years old, who had reports that he was retiring, not resigning, and then they somehow dug him up to come out and play again.
They literally have $28 million in cap space right now, Buffalo,
and they're still trying.
But that's with, I think that's with Eichel on IR, maybe not. Oh yeah, no, it's with him on the team. That's fine.
Well, they're about to have, so if they can move them, they're about to have like 30 plus.
They're paying less than $2 million for two goalies in Aaron Dell and Craig Anderson. They still haven't signed Rasmus Dahlin or Joachim Kharia or Casey Middlestat.
Just move Buffalo to Quebec. Come on, just get it done with.
Buffalo's like, they're like the lovable losers kind of for me.
But like, you know what?
I want them to be good, and then it's like, but
let them go to let them go somewhere that, that truly wants a team, because those owners don't want, like, they care more about the Bills than they do the Sabres. And there's even reports that the Bills are going to move to Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, what do these guys, like, these owners don't even give a shit.
What's funny is, so now Hinostroza is going to join Pajula and Hayden.
Yeah.
John Hayden in Buffalo. Trying to see if there's any. Oh yeah, Joachim Kharia. So like all a few ex-Hawks there.
Speaking of Kajula, him at DeBrincat's wedding.
Yeah, he was in one, huh?
Did you see that group picture?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The boys are buzzing.
Hayes looked great too. He looked like he was having fun.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
So Vinny to Buffalo, and then the one move that I personally thought hurt the most was Suter to Detroit.
Yeah,
but he got a great ticket after 1 year.
Yeah,
1/2 season in the NHL.
And I mean, it makes sense that the Hawks didn't want to sign him for that.
Oh yeah,
he definitely stepped up in place of Doc and Taves, and Strome couldn't do it, and like he helped that line work. He helped out with Kane and DeBrincat, but now that we have guys like Taves, Tyler Johnson, fucking Doc's going to be back. Like, even like Borgstrom, like, who knows if he has good chemistry with them, but like, we have all these other centers now. And I'm sure because of what the situation he was thrown into, he wouldn't be in that position again this upcoming season. So there's no point in signing him for as much as he did. So it was kind of like a smart move to just move on, which sucks because he had a good season.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the guys that before the Johnson trade and all that kind of stuff, that was one of those guys I'm like, why do we not qualify him?
Because he wants close to $4 million.
Yeah. So,
or close to 3.5.
So yeah, he got 3.25.
Yeah.
From Detroit for 2 years.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's a great deal. I think he's going to fit really well in Detroit. I mean, it's a young team. It's got a lot of young talent.
That's going to be a very interesting team. I still don't think they're not a playoff team, but
oh no,
they're going to be fun to watch.
But yeah, they picked up Nedeljkovic. They picked up Leddy in the trade, and I think he's going to be good on their back end. Philip Zadina is in his last year of his ELC. That kid's going to be sick too. They just reacquired Sam Gagner. Dylan Larkin, I don't think played at all like last year, or like he was hurt a majority of the season. A lot,
yeah. They just signed Tyler Bertuzzi too.
Oh, he did play that. It says he played 44 games. I just didn't notice him out there then, I guess. Yeah, they just re-signed Tyler Bertuzzi,
which is hilarious because he was in like trade talks. Like he was like rumored to be dealt like all the way.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking Steve Yzerman, man. He's a goddamn wizard.
Oh, they signed Osterley too. I didn't know that. Huh.
Oh yeah, no shit. I'm assuming. I wonder if they're going to bring that one kid from Germany over, Moritz Cedar. I wonder if he's going to come over this year or not. Because I whenever I hear about him, apparently he's just fucking killing it over there in Europe.
He's on the loan right now. 20 years old. Yeah, I'm looking at their back end, and I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like they just have their D's. Well, they're not really that young. They're like mid-20s and up.
Yeah.
3 guys in their like 23 and younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He could come over.
They got a good mix of veterans and young guys. And I mean their core guys are like the perfect like 25-year-old age.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be
good.
Great.
They're gonna be good coming up soon.
It's gonna be great.
And they have tons of cap space too. They're gonna be able to like next couple of years, watch out for Detroit going after some fucking big guys.
They're still not even at the floor yet.
Oh, really? Yeah, they have $25 million in cap space.
Yeah, they're 4 million, like $4.5 million under the cap floor.
Well, they still got to sign Jacob Vrana, Adam Ernie, and Philip Ronick, so they'll be there. But
before you know it, Dylan Larkin's going to Kucherov it, and they're going to go all the way to a Stanley Cup. The guys are playing, baby.
I just want to play Detroit when we're good and they're good again.
I know.
Those are just great. Those are great games. But yeah. Anyway, on to our free agency.
Yeah. So added, real quick for a quick little 1 year, $975,000 deal. Jujhar Kharia.
2 years.
It's 2 years?
Yeah. 2 years. 975. Yeah, Jujhar Kharia.
Hopefully.
Who's I'm assuming going to be kind of like a Camp replacement. I mean, cheaper than Camp. But yeah, fourth line guy. And then Hawks grabbed kind of a hometown boy from Wisconsin, Jake McCabe, 4x4. And I didn't know that's what they were going to be doing. And I was like, all right, I'm not mad about it.
Well, I love that pickup.
Yeah.
That was great. Sneaky. Not really sneaky because it was kind of talked about the night before that's where they were going to go. I didn't know it was going to be a 4x4. Like him playing in Buffalo, you kind of like don't really pay attention to guys from out there unless your name's Jack Eichel kind of thing. But
yeah, the only thing I remember or that really sticks out whenever I hear Jake McCabe is his reverse hit on Taylor Hall, where he just absolutely fucking clobbered him. But then he also played in that summer league at the Fifth Third Ice Arena. So I watched him play there, and I was like, God, he's a fucking big guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy too. Very nice.
Yeah.
He's
only listed at 6'1", but he was like a lot. Like he was a large human.
That has that's the thing. Like it's so misleading because the skates add so much more size.
Yeah.
So he was paid 2.85 on his last ticket.
Yeah.
So good little bump for him. Like I said though, he played 13 games last year because he had a knee injury.
I wonder what route this will be because we keep getting guys from Buffalo that Buffalo drafts. Is he going to be like a Hagel where he's going to be fucking insanely good on the Hawks, or is he going to be like a Nylander where he's just going to be like inconsistent and like we're just wondering why the fuck we got him?
Oh, please don't be a Nylander.
Yeah.
I don't even want the Nylander we have.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a great signing, and I like that we're getting a little bit of term on some of these guys, so we know like because we have so many contracts that end like this season and next season. It's good to like kind of have an idea of like who's going to be here like 3-4 years down the road that we could be looking for, you know.
You're starting to see like the structure of the future a little bit. Like it's not core guys that it's going to be like, okay, this is where you build your team around, but it's guys that are going to be awesome complementary pieces no matter what.
Oh yeah.
And like, because after what was it next season, the 22-23 season, everybody's like up.
Yeah.
You only have Tyler Johnson.
Yeah, we got the classic Hawks 3 years from now. You know, Tyler Johnson, Jake McCabe, Seth Jones, and Riley Stillman.
This is goddamn NHL 21 be a GM mode. Like, it is so funny. This team, like, there's a amount of times I've looked at this roster and I'm just like, this isn't real. Like, this is what I do when I'm bored playing NHL.
Yeah, this is a completely different team from 5 years ago. Like, it's crazy to like look at it and be like, who are these guys? Like, we only have like 5 drafted forward, like 5 forwards that we actually drafted, and then none of our back end is anybody that we've drafted currently listed. I mean, just listed on cap friendly. I think right now it would just be like Ian Mitchell. Yeah.
So
and Nicholas Bowden.
So all
it's like
guys
signs and trades for like everybody else that's on this team.
So of the 22 people listed on cap friendly, 12 of them are via trade.
Yeah. There's just not building through the draft. You can see that.
Which is the exact opposite of what was said last year around this.
Yeah. It's funny too, because like the guys that we do have in our forward course, so like Kane, Taves, DeBrincat, like Kurashev and Doc, that we've all drafted, only one is outside of like the second round, and that's Kurashev. Like Kane, Taves, and Doc, all first round, top 3. Yeah. DeBrincat, second round. What a steal. My God, I can't believe it.
Thank you, Shaw.
Yeah, thanks, Shaw. Appreciate it. I don't know. We're not drafting well, I guess.
Which is fine. Stan is not known for his drafts, and that's all right. And that's another thing too, why people are getting so pissed off about how many picks we traded for Jones. It's like, it doesn't matter because majority of the time, those picks don't turn into anything for us.
Yeah. I mean, those picks completely nothing. And then I already believe we won the trade. Uh-huh. That's because I'm super biased and I like Seth Jones. Yeah. And then I keep forgetting too, like Lucas Reichel kid that we actually drafted last year. Like, I thought he was going to be coming up to the NHL this year, but with all the moves we made, I don't know if he sees any ice time.
So with that being said too, let's kind of go into this. We still have to sign Nylander. We still have to sign Hagel. We are over the cap right now.
Yeah, but that's with Shaw on our cap.
So, but projected LTR used. So we've used about just under $700,000 of his cap hit. Is
that what it means?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's gonna have to be a move.
Well, that one thing that I forgot who was posting it, but it was you bury Brett Connolly's contract.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. If Brett Connolly and Dylan Strome kind of seem to be the kind of the odd man out on this team.
I think they still try and have Strome on the team.
Try to work it out.
Yeah. Like third line at least somewhere. Because you get like if Taves starts this season, you have him 1C. You have Doc probably 2C, maybe Tyler Johnson. Whoever's playing better at the time, you fucking probably swap him back and forth.
Or center with Tampa.
Tyler Johnson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was playing center, I think. But he was like third or fourth line.
Okay.
But he also can play the wing.
Right, that's what I was saying, because I know Cat Friendly has listed as a center right wing. I just
Yeah.
wasn't sure what he was playing more of.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's not a bad idea to have multiple centers on a line,
Oh, yeah.
like it'll be good. I think really our fourth line is like the only thing would be like, I don't know, Kara, Carpenter, whoever wants to fit down there with maybe Kurashev. It's hard to find out who's going to be a fourth liner on this team because there's a lot of like third liners, a lot of top 9 kind of guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is great to have because, I mean, look at our
crazy.
cup team. Look at our cup teams. We had 4 solid lines that you can roll with. So if you got to build a 2 third lines, essentially,
Yeah.
there's worse problems I have.
Yeah. I mean, and having the center depth we have now with Taves, Johnson, Doc, Gaudette, Borgstrom. I mean, Carpenter plays center, Strome plays center. Fuck, man. Kara plays center.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, pretty good.
Gaudette, yeah.
And I think our defense looks way better than it did last year. It's crazy to me that we lose. I mean, we don't lose, but we trade away Keith and Seabrook in the exact same offseason.
What's great though too is that you have 4 solid defensemen that have been around and know the ropes. You guys with Seth Jones, DeHaan, McCabe, Murphy. You can pair 2 of those guys up together, but then the other 2 pairs, you can put up a kid that could probably match up well to kind of show them the ropes and like really build them up. Which is like I just there's so many great combos that it's the question is going to be now. So Jones, DeHaan, McCabe, Murphy for sure. Those 4 are in.
Stillman.
So yeah, Stillman's probably the 5th. So now at 6, you have Kalnick, Caleb Jones, Ian Mitchell, Bowden.
I think it's just a revolving door of whoever
it's just
playing well.
Yeah.
I mean, also like you can probably bet on Kelvin DeHaan getting hurt.
Right.
Which I hate to say because I like it when he's out there. He's a great like shot blocker. I think he's a fucking like fantastic player to have on the team. It's just he's so injury prone. So we'll see how that works out.
5 for sure defensemen with 3 that can rotate in, dude. Whew. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those situations it's kind of like, I mean, it was like last season, but it's kind of more, I would say, similar to like the goaltending situation last season where you have that spot and it's rotating until somebody's like, this is my fucking spot and like is like killing it, which I think Kalnick did really well last year. I'm excited to see what he does this season too.
Like I said, I really hope he's the one that wins that spot.
Yeah.
He's my Lincoln in this year. Like I really want him to grab it and just run with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be heartbroken if the other 2 got it though.
No.
I like Bowden. I like
I've liked Bowden. Like I think he's a great just solid, like doesn't fuck up kind of defenseman.
The person I'm indifferent about with Caleb Jones.
Yeah, we gotta see him play. I wonder if they'll put him with his brother or not. We'll see.
So we'll do a line of Caleb Jones.
Well, outside of the forwards and the defensemen, we got Vezina goaltending back on the menu.
The flower is in, baby. Let's go.
It's gonna be fucking sweet. I had a feeling like what was it? Weeks. It was just like, what a nice guy. It's like, yeah, nice guy. He's not gonna fucking turn down like having a team want him to play for them.
This city in a city that's gonna love him and embrace him.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to ask Noli because Noli said something that he was reading and I forgot to ask him if this is like legit or not, that he like read like from a legit source, but they kind of Carey priced it. He didn't want to really leave.
Yeah.
So he pretty much told Vegas, if you're going to trade, and again, this is all allegedly, don't have a confirmation on where this was reported and all that.
It makes sense though.
This is from Noli. He said that he only wanted to play in Vegas or Pittsburgh. And he said that if he was traded, he was going to retire.
Yeah.
So basically, they would say either you keep me or you trade me for nothing. You trade me for nothing because no team's going to take $7 million or give up a lot for $7 million for a player that's not going to play.
Yeah. Nobody's going to give up anything for a guy that's going to retire.
Yeah. So Vegas called his bluff.
Yeah. They said, well, we'd rather have the cap space.
Yeah. And you can't blame Vegas. Honestly, the way they handled it was completely shitty. And
yeah, you can blame them for that.
Bullshit. But you can't blame them for having an opportunity to get rid of a $7 million cap hit when you needed to make so many moves to get your team.
It's just so funny to me that it's like he literally just won the Vezina. And they're like, yeah, no, we don't want it. Don't try and make it work or anything like they did this season. They made it work. They just go, we'd rather take the cap space. And I don't know if they're like taking a shot at like Eichel or anything, but
they're in the rumor. Like,
yeah, I mean, fuck, man, if Eichel went to Vegas, that'd be kind of sick, though.
They had to sign Martinez.
I mean, they didn't have to.
Well, they wanted.
He was 34. They signed him for 3 years at 5.25.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, you like him that much? All right.
Essentially traded. So you traded Marc-Andre for Martinez and was it Borswit or however you say that goalie's name?
Oh, Brissot.
Yeah,
Laurent Brissot.
And they're still over the cap. They still have to sign Nolan Patrick.
Yeah, which I think is like a very low risk, high reward kind of thing for him too. Like
package him to Buffalo.
What? Package him?
Yeah, put him in the package to Buffalo. I mean, that's a guy that if you're in the 100-year rebuild that Buffalo's been in, you know.
Well, Buffalo was wanting Peyton Krebs, who was like their first rounder 2 years ago. And I think Vegas was like, nah, which is weird because like Vegas does not give a shit about trading their first round picks. They literally have gotten rid of all 3 of them from their first year.
And it all comes back to Nolan Patrick because he was the one.
Yeah, exactly.
So Marc-Andre Sunday was great. Blackhawks tweeted out the little flower emoji.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he does a little video coming off the private jet. What's up, Chicago? I'm in. Let's get to work.
Yep.
You French Canadian beautiful bastard, you.
Oh, yes. I was telling you guys in the group chat. It was like back when Pittsburgh was like won their first cup and Marc-Andre was like still kind of young. I was a big fucking Fleury guy because I love the yellow pads, and I was just like, this guy's great. He's fantastic. Like, what a lovable character. And then Pittsburgh was just like bad in the playoffs, and he was just like not that great. And I was just like, dude, Fleury sucks. And then Matt Murray took over. It's just like, Dad, I don't know, like whatever, Fleury. And then he went to Vegas, and I was like, shit, Fleury's actually kind of good still. And then we won the fucking Fleury trade for sure. Like we won them. That's I don't know how to else to like say that. Like we won. And it's just like, yeah, big Fleury guy again now. Like super stoked.
What makes me so excited about this is the chip on his shoulder. You know that he is going to come into this season so prepared, so locked in, and so ready to just shove it down Vegas's throat.
Oh yeah.
For kicking him to the side like this.
Honestly, like getting stabbed in the back when DeBoer was first coaching, and then getting stabbed again, just like not even getting told that he was being traded.
This is going to be a season that
the Marc-Andre Fleury Revenge Tour.
Yeah.
2021.
2021, 2022.
Yeah.
Do not bet against this guy. Like, and that is not even me being like, if this was any team that Vegas did this to him and they shipped him out to fucking Detroit, they shipped him out to Toronto, shipped him out to
St. Louis,
Edmonton, St. Louis, all this kind of stuff. He's going to be determined, and he is going to fucking make the league pay for what Vegas did.
Yeah. I'm stoked because what if What if there's this perfect like unity of Fleury, Kane, and Taves all getting their 4th cup together?
God,
That'd be sick. That'd be amazing. I'm all about it. Kaner's gonna win the Hart. Fleury's gonna win the Vesna. Seth Jones is gonna win the Norris.
Is it the Selke and Conn Smythe? We'll give him the Conn Smythe again.
Fuck, man. We'll see. Like, watch Lucas Reichel come out, win the Calder. Like, whatever. Like, I'm just calling everything. Hawks clean sweep of all the trophies. Colleton even wins the Jack Adams. Bowman wins the GM of the year. Fucking. Honestly, if the Hawks make the playoffs, I don't know. Maybe Bowman does win GM of the year though for these moves.
If he's still around.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, if the team does well, like I think a huge turnaround like this probably be in the discussion.
These are big boy moves.
Yeah.
These are moves that Stan Bowman doesn't make.
Yeah. These are moves that he should have been making when Kane and Taves were still like 27, 28.
Remember when we got swept by Nashville? This should have happened. This is what should have happened.
Yeah. I'm just excited for a full season.
And so here, let me bitch about Hawks fans for a second too.
Yeah. Do it.
Like, is this becoming the most insufferable fan base in sports? They're bitching because Stan doesn't make moves. Now they bitch because, oh, we make moves, unrealistic moves. We mortgage the future for all these guys, blah, blah, blah. We pay too much.
So do you want to win now? Do you want to win later?
Yeah. So then
decide.
So then the moves comes out. Fleury decides he's going to play. We have a solid team in front on this ice now. Now it's Carlton. Doesn't matter because Carlton's going to ruin this. Carlton can't coach these guys. Dude, shut the fuck up and just be happy that this team is a team again. It's a competitive team.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call these guys a cup contender yet, but you goddamn well know that they're going to be in the playoff hunt.
That's absolutely true.
And
I'm just looking at this team.
It's hard because the Central is so damn good. And that's what's going to be the thing. Like, if you're not, I mean, luckily, I think both wild card spots come out of the Central, I think. So luckily, I think there's going to be 5 spots open for the Central Division to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
I don't think Seattle does anything close to what Vegas did their first year. No,
because Seattle's playing for 3 years now. From now. Which we'll get to because I don't understand one of their signings because of that, but
and plus like
you take Nashville and Arizona,
the standings for this year, like who's in our conference, but no,
you take
Nashville, we're gonna have
Arizona.
Phoenix or Arizona in our fucking.
Yeah. I don't think Nashville's ready to compete. I think they're in a rebuild, like they're in the blow it up and start fresh phase.
I mean, they were trying to get rid of Ryan Johnson or Johansson and Matt Duchene.
Yeah. So St. Louis, I don't think it's going to do anything.
Colorado's going to be sick.
Colorado's going to be sick. Minnesota's
going to be good if they get Kaprizov back.
Yeah.
I mean, they also don't have Parise and Suter. I don't know how Minnesota's going to be. It's going to be a weird team.
Winnipeg's going to be good, I think. They've fixed their defense.
Yeah, they made some acquisitions. Oh man, I'm not even trying to say that word again. I know I fucked it up, and I'm not gonna even try to fucking fix it.
So Colorado, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Nashville, Arizona. I forget who's in our division after this.
St.
Louis, Chicago.
That's it.
No, it should be one more.
Is it? I don't know.
All divisions have 8 now, right?
St. Louis, Colorado, Dallas, Nashville, Winnipeg, Minnesota, Chicago, Arizona. Dallas is a mystery.
But I feel like they're gonna if they have a healthy Tyler Seguin, a healthy Jamie Benn for the whole season, their goaltending doesn't completely.
Do they have like Braden Holtby now too?
Yeah, the Holtby. They got Holtby signed.
Holtby, Qdobin, and Bishop.
Well, Bishop's probably not playing this year.
I don't know. Whatever. Either way, they have a great goaltending trio of 2016.
So speaking of goaltending duos and trios and all that kind of stuff, with Fleury coming in, what does that mean for Lankinen?
I think this is the best possible situation for Lankinen. You bring in a fucking 3-time Stanley Cup winner, one of the most highly touted guys on like any team he's been on, just an extreme professional on the back end, literal fucking Vezina winner, and he gets to back this guy up. A lot of the pressure comes off from like this past season. He gets to play in like big games still. I'm sure he's gonna get like if it's a back-to-back and he gets the second game on a back-to-back, like that's fine. Like it's probably gonna be a worse team. He'll probably get some more dubs than he was gonna get like if he was just the fucking only one starting this year.
Do you see this as a true Fleury 1, Lincoln 2, or do you see this as a modified 1A, 1B?
I'm starting the season. I think it's Fleury 1, Lincoln 2, but I really hope it turns out to be a situation like when Crawford was the backup to Turco and took over by the end of the season. Like that would be amazing. I would see it not really as a takeover for Lincoln though, but more of like a turn into a 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
But definitely start the season with Fleury as one, Lincoln as 2.
I'm not passing you the torch, but you can hold it.
Yeah, you can sniff it. Like.
Yeah. Well, because we've talked about how we wish, Lincoln got some time around Crawford and all that kind of stuff. And yeah. I'm sorry, I think him and being around Fleury is going to do a hell of a lot more than if him around Crawford. I mean,
yeah,
it's God. I love Lincoln already. Lincoln after a year behind Fleury or learning from Fleury. Oh, yeah. Oh,
it's gonna be great.
Oh, let's go.
It's gonna be a sick goaltending tandem that we have. I'm really excited about it. Dude, next year you don't know what happens, but like, what if Fleury's like, yeah, I like it here. Let me I'll sign another ticket, and then Lincoln needs a new deal, and they just go 1A, 1B, and they go 3.5 each.
We'll give Fleury 4.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. We'll see how the season goes.
I think Fleury retires after this year.
I don't know. I think depending on like how the season ends, we'll see.
I think if it really depends if
the team is on the cusp of like Stanley Cup, I think maybe he comes back for another one then.
Like 08, 09, we'll go to the conference finals and we just can't get over that hump. It's like, okay, well, we need Fleury. Come on, one more year. Let's go.
We'll play Vegas in the conference finals.
Oh God.
You imagine that? Fucking Fleury just 4 shutouts in a row.
And he scores an empty net goal.
in every game, in all 4 games. It's all 2-0 games because there's a 1-0 and then he scored. He leads that series in goals. This is all real. It's all gonna happen. Fucking, I'm so good at this.
Way too early. Don't hold us to what we're about to say. What is your expectations for the season?
Playoffs. Fleury has a playoff streak right now, and I think he keeps it.
Now, are you saying playoff wildcard, playoff division?
I think I don't know, either the last division spot or first wildcard spot.
That's what I was gonna say too.
It's like, I mean, Colorado's for sure in it. And then, I mean, it's a toss-up. I mean, Nashville had a good season. UC Saros can be fucking amazing. I mean, he's in arbitration right now too, so we'll see what happens with that.
Really, they subtracted and they didn't really add this offseason, so that's why I'm like, I can't even consider them.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing though. Like I said, UC Saros is a very good goaltender. He won them a lot of games this past season, which brought them into the playoffs. Like, they destroyed the Hawks every time they played them. And that's the kind of shit that the Hawks need to turn around this year, is like those teams that you need to beat to make it to the playoffs. They're going to have a much better chance of beating them this year with Marc-Andre Fleury, Seth Jones, Jake McCabe, Tyler Johnson. Fuck, man. Like, all these additions and not many subtractions. Except for like Keith. But Keith is more of a minute eater, where I think Seth Jones is going to take that role, but be more of a contributor instead.
all of our subtractions, we definitely upgraded in the addition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's -1 +2.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge. Plus, like, we made the trade for Borgstrom last season, and this year he's going to be on the team, which I'm excited to see, like, how he comes back to the NHL. If he's going to be much better in Chicago than he ended up in Florida. But I'm excited for the season to start.
He got a couple games. Oh no! Wow, never mind. 50 games he played 1 year.
Who, Borgstrom?
Yeah, I thought he was like a rookie.
No, he played.
Yeah,
and then
18, 19.
Then he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go to Europe." So we'll see. Get some seasoning on him in Europe.
I definitely think anywhere between the 2 and 5 spot is very. You can make an argument for every position. The only one I can't see them winning division unless something goes incredibly wrong in Colorado.
Unless McKinnon like gets hurt for the whole season.
Yeah. But
even then, like, I think Colorado would then just, if he gets hurt for the whole year, Colorado makes a move, gets Jack Eichel, and then McKinnon comes in the playoffs and they have Eichel and McKinnon. How crazy would that be?
Oh my God. I just, can we get this fucking season going? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, well, speaking of Eichel, other NHL news, or do you want to anything else for the Hawks?
Yeah, last thing for the Hawks, because I just want to address, because we've talked about it.
Yes.
There was a big question mark about whether the Hawks were going to make public the results of the investigation that was going on regarding the sexual assault. In an internal memo, Wirtz said that they will be making it public to the team, the players, the fans, media, and so on. I know this was a huge thing because there were some key witnesses that apparently were not willing to help or cooperate in this investigation unless the Hawks promised that they would release it. So I know that was like a big question mark going around. A lot of people were like, "Oh, why aren't the Hawks releasing? Why are the Hawks releasing it?" They never said they weren't, but they never said that they were.
Yeah.
So now we have an answer. It's going to come out. But who knows when that's going to be? I mean, that can be a year from now. Like
well, they're going to wait until there's like some real good news, so that when they drop it, they drop the good news as well. It's like Taves is coming back for sure. Game 1. Also, a lot of shitty things happened.
Your 20 Stanley Cup champions are the Chicago Blackhawks, and in the meantime, behind the scenes, like. No, and it's going to be really interested to see what comes out. I mean, I think this is a lose-lose situation. No matter what comes out of this, no one's going to be happy. No one's going to like what he said. And it's either going to be, it comes out where nothing comes out and you feel for this player who clearly went through some shit.
Yeah.
And then everybody's going to still think the Hawks covered it up, or it's going to come out and who knows what the penalties are going to be, and people are going to be pissed off it's not enough. Like I was talking to a friend, going back and forth, kind of. He was asking like, what do I think like is going to come down for punishment wise? I'm like, it's hard to say. I go,
how do you punish something that you've never had to punish before?
You can go from as like the Houston Astros situation where they suspended coaches and GMs for a year to straight up firing everybody. And the thing is, it's not going to just affect the Hawks. I think it's going to affect a lot of teams. You're going to have, I think Quimbl's going to get looked at. You're going to look at all the coaching staffs that this coaching staff at that time period, if they're still, they're going to get questioned and they might face discipline. You have GMs of other teams in Winnipeg and Montreal. Yeah. It's going to be a while, I think, before we have answers on this, and it's going to get dirty. It's going to get very ugly. And I don't know. I wish I knew what to say. Like what was going to make everybody happy. Like, you know what, who knows? You really don't know.
I honestly just wish people would just be better. Just be better.
Yeah.
Be better humans. Like it's fucking insane.
Just let the process play out too. I mean, just let them get what they need and then let it play out.
Yeah, I kind of would say like let's we'll keep our comments about this from now on just out of it.
Yeah.
Until like everything comes out.
Until there's something to talk about, legit to talk about. We're
rather than just like rumors or anything that come flying out. You never know.
Yeah. So
speaking of rumors, Evander Kane.
Oh yeah. Oh, let's talk about into the shit.
Yeah. So it came out over the weekend that his estranged wife, soon to be ex-wife, what was it on Instagram? Made some posts.
Just went off
about how he's not there for his family. She had to sell her ring to support her kid. About how he's betting on his hockey games, like throwing games.
Yeah. He was in Europe and went on a European vacation and conveniently text her, oh, by the way, you have to be out of the house by this date.
Yeah.
And all this kind of stuff. And
that he's been trying to FaceTime his 1-year-old, and she's like, she doesn't even know what a fucking FaceTime is. like,
oh my God.
Yikes.
Yeah. Evander Kane confirms
got another kid on the way.
All right, we're back. Okay. Yeah. So as Tanner was saying before he dropped, he's got another kid on the way. Yeah.
NHL's stepping in, doing an investigation because if he's betting on his games, like, I don't know, gets the Pete Rose treatment, just you're gone.
Here's the thing about that, though. I was looking at his stats. He had a fucking great year.
Yeah, he said that he made a response on Instagram, and he was like, my agents and my lawyers told me not to say anything, but I'm gonna say something anyway because fuck it. And he's just like, how could I possibly be throwing games if I had the best season of my career? It's like, yeah, true. Like,
you got a point there.
I mean, unless you're betting on you guys to win, like that's why you played so much better.
56 games, 22 goals, 27 assists for 49 points.
And I think when she clapped back at him, it was just like, when your teammates buy you this book and it's gambling for dummies, you probably have a fucking problem.
Well, then Robin Lehner too, like he went on like a little tweet thread and he was saying how that, yeah, Evander Kane has a gambling issue. He's admitted it, all this kind of stuff. And he was just essentially saying that he hopes he gets the help that he needs and all that kind of stuff. But he's also like, let's not judge a guy based on this kind of stuff by family drama and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there was also a report today that the locker room doesn't want him back.
Yeah. There's players on the team that do not want him back there, which is like, I mean, that sucks. That's shitty. But I guess San Jose also tried to trade him. If we get 50% retained, Evander Kane, get the Kane brothers together too on the team.
You got the Kane, you got the Docs, you got the Joneses. Let's go.
A little Kane at 3.5 mil playing left wing, maybe on Taves' line.
I think the Hawks got to stay away from that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we got enough going on right now.
I think he's got the KHL written all over him.
Yeah. He's going to end up owing Putin some money. It's going to be weird.
Yeah, so I guess that's another one, investigation. The NHL stepping into that. They said that it's going to be, they'll have it by start of training camp, what they find.
Yeah, there's a lot of, NHL's busy this year with investigations, unfortunately.
Again,
oh
NHL,
my God.
NBA drama type stuff. Like, it's holy shit. Like, this is what, like,
the NHL signed with ESPN. No, we're giving Stephen A. Smith shit to talk about.
We gotta pick it up. Like, we
gotta stay off the weed.
Gotta stay out of the casinos.
Oh my God.
The other drama going on, Jack Eichel. So so his agents released a statement on Friday, I believe it was.
Yes, I think so.
Paraphrasing, essentially saying that they thought that this was gonna be solved by now. They thought he was gonna be traded by the trade or the free agency opening. Yeah. He still needs to get this procedure done, and if he still got it as of this day, which was Friday, that he would still be ready to come back for next season and all that kind of stuff.
Beginning of the season.
Because Buffalo just will not allow this surgery to happen because I guess it is experimental. So it's not like a proven thing or something like that.
Weird.
Yeah. So it's Buffalo versus Winnipeg all over again. The only difference is Eichel is not Buffalo and he's not just going out and doing what he needs to get done.
This just reminds me of Sakic and Duchesne, like just holding out, and then he got a fucking sick return. And I'm wondering if Buffalo's just trying to like really, really get that return going. But
with his agents, so here's what I was thinking though too. With his agents coming out saying that he needs his surgery, he needs to get this done. The longer they hold out, doesn't it just weaken the return? Because now the closer you get to the season, now that's less time you have with Jack Eichel on your roster, like in your starting lineup. Like,
I mean, I don't know. Taylor Hall's worth a second and a fourth. Eichel's worth maybe a first. I have no idea, but like, I figured like it should have been done. That's one of the things they're saying. It's like this should have been done by now. And
how about this?
I mean, I still think the Hawks should make a trade.
I was about to say, how about this? Dylan Strome, Brett Connolly, 2023 first round pick, and they retain 50%.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. Are you kidding me? They're already paying Jeff Skinner $9 million a year. They don't want Jeff Skinner plus half a Jack Eichel that they're not using.
Oh my God, that's what I wanted to bring up too in Hawks talk. I was reading people were talking about NHL did like, oh, who did the better signing, Dougie Hamilton or Seth Jones? And one of the comments was, is this even a question? Seth Jones' worst contract in the last 10 years. And then one reply to that comment was, let me introduce you to Jeff Skinner.
Yeah. The fuck? I don't know. People are going to keep saying it over and over again, but you know, until the season starts, and like if Seth Jones really does like not have a good season and just kind of sucks, then yeah, I'll talk about how it's a shitty contract. But before he even plays a game in Chicago, I'm not going to talk about how his contract shit, because it could be a fucking value fucking deal.
Yeah.
Like if he ends up being like fucking Drew Doughty and like he's making 11 million, like fuck that, dude. Are you kidding me? If he makes it to like that Norris level that he was projected to be, like fuck, it's gonna be easy.
Fourth in Norris too. Was it 3 years ago? He was like he took fourth place in the Norris voting.
Yeah, something like that.
I think all but like 3 or 4 seasons he was in top 10 for Norris voting.
Let's see. I'll see.
There was
look it up real quick. Yeah, finished fourth in Norris voting in 2018.
Yeah, like he's always up in the discussion. The past couple of years and his like rookie and sophomore year, I think were like he wasn't up there, but
yeah, I mean
Seth fucking Jones, let's go. It's what we needed. We didn't need a puck movie, or we didn't need offensive defenseman. We needed that sit home, defensive.
He's a two-way guy. Like he can bring the offense too.
Right. But like, he's a great, like, I think he's a great defensive, like, he's a quarterback. He's a great quarterback. He can set things up in the zone, get it going. That's what we need. He's Duncan Keith. He's what Duncan Keith was.
Yeah, exactly. We replaced Duncan Keith with a younger Keith, basically.
Yeah.
Like a prime Keith, rather than having 37, 38-year-old Keith still. He's going to eat like all the minutes that Keith had is now Seth Jones's minutes. Like it's an easy transition for me. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah,
I think this is going to be a great way to fucking just like say how Seth Jones makes sense. Keith was on a value contract of $5.5 million for fucking 13 years. We should have been paying close to $10 million. You're now taking Keith, basically making him back in his prime with Seth Jones and paying him what he should have been paid. I think that's fine. Plus, we actually only have Seth Jones at 5.4 this year. The 9.5 doesn't start till next year. And
you have a lot of cap space next year.
Yeah, it's true. And speaking of 9.5, Zach Werenski signed a new ticket in Columbus for 9.53.
So, is that the worst contract in hockey?
It's like, I don't know how you can watch Werenski and Jones play together and I haven't heard anything about. I mean, it's a really recent signing, but I haven't heard as much probably because it's not a Hawks signing. But like, no, I haven't really heard people being like Werenski, like we're signing into the offseason. Like,
Yeah, no, that's 100% what it is. It's because it's the Blackhawks.
yeah,
I think if it was any other team, like it might still be some pushback, but the fact that it's the Hawks, like take it, no matter what, the Hawks can become Buffalo for 5 to 10 years. They make one signing of like an elite player and they still would shit on it. Like it doesn't matter how good the Hawks are or how bad the Hawks are. People fucking hate them.
Yeah, except for back in 2010 when they were like excited that we won, and then everybody got really tired of our shit.
Oh man. All right, you got anything else?
I mean, Dougie Hamilton signed in New Jersey, and what he signed for like $9 million. Is that right?
7 by 9.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, you didn't even get Seth Jones money." It's like, yeah, man.
Well, good for New Jersey. They definitely deserve to finally get like one of the marquee like free agents.
Yeah, it's been a minute, and New Jersey, maybe not this year. I mean, definitely not this year, but like coming up, they have a good young team too. Nico Hischier, Jack Hughes, man, they're going to be really good. PK Subban comes off the books after this season too, so that's an extra $9 million that they're going to have. And I think they still try and probably move him at the trade deadline with like salary retained. I'm sure somebody will want it, like Toronto. You get like a third team involved to also retain part of that salary. I think that's an easy pickup for a lot of teams. Other than that, Ethan Bear got traded for Warren Fogle. I thought Ethan Bear, he was the kid that's going to learn under Keith. Nope. See you later.
Yeah, didn't they not put Ethan Bear in that deal for Keith because they saw Bear part of their future?
Yeah. And then
just for 2 weeks.
Then they decided to go out and get some help for McDavid. I mean, it's not, I don't know how much scoring help it really is because Warren Fogel's more of like I'd say probably like a two-way kind of guy. You know, not like huge offensive numbers. Let me see what he put up last year.
I just don't understand. Like, I guess when you have McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on your team, it doesn't matter what you have on your team because you're always going to be in contention.
Yeah. Plus, they re-signed Tyson Barrie. That was another thing too. So they have the offense like Darnell Nurse, Tyson Barrie, Duncan Keith, Oscar Klefbom. Like that's their top four.
Oscar Klefbom might not play though this year.
Oh, well, that's too bad. But they picked up Cody Ceci. I don't understand how Cody Ceci makes $3.25 million anywhere, but 4 years, great. That's hilarious. He can't hit the net. That's like the funniest thing to me. Also, Warren Fogle, 20 points in 53 games last year, 10 goals, 10 assists. So I think he's a solid like second, third line guy. But I mean, I don't think he's the guy that you put with McDavid. We'll see.
And they have retained salary on Lucic. They have James Neal bought out. They have was it Sekera?
Yeah, Andre Sekera.
That's
yikes. And then their goaltending situation.
That's just over $4 million in dead cap.
That's crazy. I can't believe McDavid's only 24 years old. Are you fucking kidding me? Also, Brandon Saad signs in St. Louis, which is just extremely upsetting.
That's gonna look so weird.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. The one good thing this year when he was playing in Colorado was the fact that we did not play Colorado. Like I loved that. And Ryan Reeves got traded. You didn't talk about that, Revo to the Rangers.
To the Rangers and the Rangers open up the season against Washington.
Oh baby, is Revo going to be first line?
Dude, has a team ever been so broken by one player than the Rangers have been by Tom Wilson?
Tom Wilson chooses violence.
God, I can't remember if I was sent it to you guys. There was a GIF. I can't remember the GIF what it was exactly, but it was like Panarin showing up with Brian Reese behind him, and it was just like like all like walking around like hot stuff, like let's go.
Dude, I think Panarin and Revo are going to become like best friends. I can see that happening so quickly.
Yeah, he needs the fucking protection, man.
That's gonna be great. They're gonna be fun. I love watching the Rangers play. They're a good young team too. They gotta re-sign Shesterkin though, and I think he's looking at somewhere north of like $6 million.
Yeah,
it said like $5 to $6 million, so he's probably gonna sign around 5, probably. But I mean, they have tons of cap space.
And their other goalie,
Georgiev.
Yeah, requested a trade.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because he wants to.
Whatever, nerd. They still have, oh my God, in dead cap right now, they have Lundqvist, Shattenkirk, Dan Girardi, Tony DeAngelo. 4.4 million in dead cap space from buyouts, and they still have 13 million in cap space. That's crazy.
I found the tweet I sent about Panarin. It's like Panarin steps on the ice versus the Capitals next season with Ryan Reese behind him, and it's a Rio 911 when the guy jumps out, new boot goofing.
What?
You've never seen like?
I've probably seen it. I'd have to like rewatch it though.
That here, it's on the screen.
Oh yeah. It's Thomas Lennon.
Yeah, new boot goofing. Just
fucking clicking his heels together. Yeah, Panarin's gonna get fucking Reeves like 13 fucking goals if he's on the same ice as him.
And they also signed. Did you say they also re-signed him for another year too?
Yeah. Same cap hit and everything. Just extra year.
Yeah. The last thing that I have when it comes to signings is that was very confusing to me was Grubauer signing in Seattle.
Oh yeah, they had to restructure the deal because something was wrong with it.
Because the person that handles that was unexpectedly out of the office, so they thought it was okay when they submitted it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's their guy, but like this team is very weird. I'm excited to see what they can do.
I just don't know why you would commit to a goalie of that level this early on if you weren't putting a team in front of him. You know, like I just feel like by the time you're going to be 2 to 3 years into this deal before you're really competitive, I think, because they're playing for 3 to 4 years. They're not worried about winning right now. Like they're the anti-Vegas. They're taking their time. They're building it right.
I mean, they can do okay this year. I think like they have like decent guys like Jaden Schwartz, Jordan Everly, Yanni Gord. And then, I mean, yeah, Jaden Schwartz signing there was like their big thing. And then they got Alexander Wenberg.
Yanni Gord's out.
Everybody else has just been from
a couple months too.
Gord is?
Yeah, because he had hip surgery or some sort of surgery after. But
yeah, I mean, they still have like they have fucking tons and tons of cap space.
They're in a bad division too. So, I mean,
true.
That's besides Vegas, I think that division's really up for grabs.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even think of like who else is in there.
Colorado.
I think Edmonton's going to probably be in it just because McDavid's going to get 200 points alone.
Vancouver, LA, San Jose. So it's just, it's not a good division.
It has on NHL. They actually have the conferences correct. If you go just hover over teams,
finally,
it has Arizona in the Central.
I've been trying to figure out what the divisions have been. Like I keep forgetting the old divisions.
It's really funny. I think Seattle's logo just looks like out of place, kind of cartoonish compared to like the other logos. But whatever.
I still love it. I really want to get one of those jerseys. Maybe one. It's so nice.
I can't wait for the season to start.
I know. Look, you're on the whole page. Marc-Andre Fleury is just staring at you, smiling.
Yep.
Let's go.
He's got his Hawks jersey on. What a beaut.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Well,
does it.
I think that's it.
All right. So this is episode 147. We calling it
Flower Power.
Flower Power, baby. Let's go.
Flower Power, baby. Fuck yeah, dude. Or he's in.
He didn't. I think Flower Power, or no, we'll go. Fuck. Those are
Flower
two good ones.
power.
Flower Power.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, those are two good ones. Two good titles. Should I do like
All about
Flower
it.
Power parentheses? He's in.
Yeah. That's the play.
All right. So yeah, episode 147, Flower Power. He's in. Find us
Word.
on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe to us on all the channels too. Leave comments on every social media at WCB Podcast. 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and tell us what you hate, but make sure you leave 5-star. Check out our host network, the Hockey Podcast Network at HockeyPodNet. Go to DraftKings, use code THPN, get some free cash.
Go to our OnlyFans.
Oh,
It's
Tanner.
not set up yet.
All right. So for Tanner and Jarom, we will see you on the next one.
See you later, boys. Love you. Bye.